dude's an asshole, man. That dude's an asshole and he knows it.
From the mean streets of Brooklyn to the rough neighborhoods in Boise, Idaho, we now present the Goonberg Report. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Mayor Goonberg, and we're back with the Goonberg Report. And I'm on a little bit of a vacation, that's why I haven't been. I missed a week or so, and I'm going to go on another vacation. But thank you for joining us here at the Goonberg Report. We want to help, we want to reach out, and we want to educate. We want to teach others how to do their own research. But today I'm going to talk about, this is going to be a different type of video. It just happened to me recently, and it was kind of odd. We're going to talk about the type of pro black that is dominant on social media. You know these clowns. You've seen these clowns. You've probably dealt with these clowns. And we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These are the new pro blacks right here. You got these guys and some ladies, but these are mostly men that do this fuck shit. And I'm going to talk about these degenerates. Now, on Facebook, I'm in a lot of groups. I'm in a type of different. Most of my groups are fitness, by the way, because I have a personal fitness. I'm starting my personal fitness business online. That's another subject. So I'm sitting here and I was editing video. I was writing out programs for my clients, and I'm sitting there watching On the Case with Paula Zahn. It's on ID Network. Perfect little show, by the way. Let me tell you that. I like On the Case and stuff like that. Oxygen, FYI. Oxygen, when they changed their format to crime shows, instead it was like a all female channel first. Then it went to all female channel to 50% females, 50% crime channel. Now it's a crime channel. I can mess with Oxygen. I watch Oxygen and ID, football, and ESPN the usual. Oh, Chicago PD. Yeah, we watch Chicago PD. Okay, sorry about that little sidetrack. Now these people, I was on Facebook one day, and I noticed a lot of dudes that asked me to be their friend dropped off. And at first I couldn't figure it. I mean, it wasn't really, something that concerned me. But I just was like, I don't know, maybe they dropped me off because there's some times where some people will drop me or can't have me as a friend because of PC reasons, maybe business. I understand business reasons, but most of it's PC or whatever. I don't get too wrapped up in it, but I understand. So I thought, well, maybe these dudes did it too. So I'm in this one group, and I posted a video about the single mother rate. And then this one guy wanted to go back and forth with me. Then I saw a couple of dudes that were on my friends list. And they were talking about, they were trying to get at me. And I want to talk about this also in this video. And they were lightweight getting at me. You know what I mean? They were being snarky and shit. So I kept wondering. I was like, no, I didn't fucking do nothing to him. But then as me and this one dude were debating, well, I was debating, he was getting mad about it, performing single mother activities. And like, he was calling me names, couldn't prove what I was saying was wrong, the usual. So he started getting in his feelings. This other dude said something. He was calling me idiot slow. Another dude jumped in and said I didn't know what I was talking about. I am slow, I'm no genius, this and that. And this dude was on my friends. He was a friend who friended me. I didn't friend that fucking guy. It was true feeling. He exposed himself there, but we'll get back to this. And I was wondering. Then I posted something that had to do with interracial stuff. And a lot of these guys, when I was talking about the baby mother syndromes and the Pookie syndromes, these guys had my back. I mean, these guys were like, we'll ride for you. They were like, we'll die for you. These guys were like, I'm like, people don't understand. These guys, some of you will understand if you know what I mean. Some of these guys were soldiers. Any problem I had, they were backing me up. I'm like, dude, it ain't that serious. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not killing anybody. Although I can't know my family, it's a different story. But back to lecture, damn. And these guys are, they were like, fell in love with a fantasy, I guess. I don't know. And all of a sudden, they're like coming at me. I was, wait a minute. And that's when I started, what I did is I drew them out with a conversation and started talking to them. And I found out the real reason was I talk about everything. When I talk about single mothers and how black women aren't responsible or have no sense of accountability and responsibility, they loved it. When I talk about Pookies, Ray Rays and them, and how the same thing, how they don't have no responsibility or accountability, they loved it. When I start talking about stuff like pro-race, you can't be interracially mixed, yada, 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 they have a problem. And they really got upset about this. And I was like, so, hold on. As you see, I'm on my throne of judgment. Here's how I'm judging you degenerates that did this. And I know you're going to watch my video anyway, because you're the ones that watch my videos. What I did is, and I'll tell you why. I told them, if you're pro-black, pro-white, pro-Irish, I said this before in a video on another channel, pro-black, Irish, whatever the case may be, God bless you. But you're not going to come to me, especially, and say you're pro this, and your old lady is your significant other. Nowadays, you got to say shit like that. You're going to say your significant other is not your race, A. B, you're not going to tell me you're pro whatever. Oh, you pro black, because that's what I deal with mostly. You're not pro black, and your kids are biracial. You're not sliding that shit past me. Well, it's going to be dealt with and addressed. Now, a lot of people get mad. And I'll tell you why. They get mad. Well, these guys, and there's guys that really think that you can be pro whatever your race and sleep with another race. For these examples, I'm going to use pro-black, but it applies to your race. So don't think it's just black people that do it. All people do. I know an Irish guy, a friend of mine, who married to an Asian woman, but yet he's all of a sudden, he's diehard Irish. Me and him got into it about that. But I'm talking about pro-black because that's what I deal with right now. So there's a couple guys got mad at me. They were like, well, I can still be pro-black. And I was like, no, you can't. I said, there's no way in the hell you can do that. I said, you're corny if you do that. I said, I'm not saying you do it, but if you do that, you're a cornball. And they got mad at me, and we got a heated argument on the line. And then they broke out my government name. I'm like, they start doing shit that women do. And that's when I see the character flaws in them. They call me, I'm like, well, that's my government name. So what? It's the name my mom and dad gave me. I ain't afraid of using that name. I said, they say, well, use your real name on Facebook. I told you why I didn't use my real name on Facebook. I was getting banned. They were pulling Alex Jones and Farrakhan on me. I was getting banned for a minute. I was getting banned every 30 days. I'd come back on Facebook, and I'd post something. It was getting banned. I'd get banned. I was on that. So what I was doing now is I was watching how they were moving, and I was posting accordingly. And so I changed my name because there's people that were just saw my name, and all you do if you type my name, videos come up. And if you don't disagree with my opinion, they try to silence your voice on the social media, which sooner or later Trump's going to fix, due to the fact that you have people like Alex Jones and Farrakhan getting banned from social media who are Trump supporters. But back to the lecture at hand. These guys were getting mad because I said you can't. I said you can be pro-black if your wife is black, your significant other is black, and your kids are black. I said, but you can't be pro-black with a different race and your kids are biracial. I said, because what's it look like? Because see, people don't understand the science behind the mathematics on this. You cannot sleep white and talk black. A lot of you, especially you guys in the South, I know a lot of you guys heard this one about you can't sleep white and talk black. If you haven't asked your grandparents or ask your great-grandparents. Nowadays, grandparents are fucking 30. So ask your great-great-grandmother. She should be about, 70 or something right now? Ask her. I know she's heard this. Even black men heard this in the South. Because my grandmother heard this, and she, God rest her soul, she's from the South. And my mom has heard this. Because, like I said, my mom and grandma, they moved up the north to get coal mining jobs. But that's another story for another day. So I told him, he said, you can't speak black and sleep white. Well, I love my race. I said, how do you love your race and you love it so much that you can't find somebody to be from your race to be with? I said, no, son, that don't add up. Now, let me throw a side note there. Now, me saying that doesn't mean I hate other races, no. Because let me tell you right now, if I couldn't find a sister to procreate with and do things with, don't think I wouldn't find somebody from the Swedish bikini team. If there was no sisters on earth, don't think that I'm going to be a fucking hermit the rest of my life. I'm jumping teams. Come on, I'm just saying. Everybody has a preference. Well, I have white friends; their preference are white. I have Italian friends; their preference are Italian. I prefer black chicks, but don't think if Becky's sweating me like crazy, I ain't gonna ride that train. I'm just saying I'm going with what I go with. I see a lot of white chicks that are bad as fuck. Does that mean I'm not going to be with them because of black chick? No. I'm not here banging the pro black pro anything drum. I'm banging a common sense drum. I'm just trying to teach people. Now, I love my people, don't get me wrong. Well, I know for a fact if I ever did that, I would not be pro black. I would be pro humanity. I'm not saying don't love who you don't love. I'm just saying the title you get is not the title you are. Because a lot of these people want to romanticize all this, and they want to take account. See, there's a lot of flaws in a lot of people that follow you. And like I said, I talk about, if you see my videos, you know I talk about everything. I even brought up stuff I used to do that was wrong. But at the end of the day, like I tell you people, you got to use all these experiences. You never lose. You either learn and you teach about it. And that's what I tell people. You learn and you teach. But back to this, there's a growing dynamic which people really think that, well, I can love my race and bang the drum and be with a Scandinavian person. Now, if you love her, she loves you, great, you found each other. But don't tell me that you're pro-black when you got that blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick standing beside you. That's a good look, by the way, but you can't be pro your race. You're pro-humanity. You care about everybody. You're not pro-black. Because if you were pro-black, you would love your race that much to find your a black sister. That's like these chicks. That's like when they do this. They do the same thing too. But this is more predominantly in men right now. I see this more predominantly in men. A lot of men are doing this fuck shit. It is, and a lot of you degenerates are getting mad at me because I'm calling this stuff out. Well, I have to be real with myself. First of all, I have to be real with my kids, my family. I have to be real with you. Because if one flaw in myself, you'll be like, he's a fucking liar. No, if I do it, it's the same thing. Why do you think that if you any of my videos, I don't go pro black? I don't go potato on the pro black thing. Because I know I'm human, and I know. Look, if I see a badass Becky, don't think I'm not hopping on that train. So my point is, a lot of these guys have that was their fatal flaw. I mean, I don't look for flaws in people. People usually show up on their own. Like these dudes. Like the one dude he was sending me stuff, linking stuff, put my name and shit. You know, read this, what do you think? Yada yada, I give my opinion. And he was like, cool, I think the same thing too. When I start posting stuff like this, he fell off the map. And then when I went in the group, and this one dude called me and tried to call me out, and me and him got into it, and then he snuck in on it. I said, oh, okay. That's when I put 2 and 2 together, and that's when I got 5 again. Well, just kidding. A little bit of humor there. But that's what I saw when I put them all together. I was like, wait a minute. He's mad I'm talking about this because when I talk about hits people in the heart because I'm not talking about them personally. Let me tell you something. I'm not talking about them personally or you personally, but you know you're doing that, so you get real offended and take it personal because, hey, he talking about me. And I don't even know none of your guys' lives. Only you know your life. But that's where you get the old you can't judge me's and all that other bullshit. But back to what we're talking about now. I'm just saying for just common sense sake, you look like an idiot saying that. I'm pro-black. I'm like, you look like Tyrone Bingham's, really, for real, in reverse. You know, he was, I hate niggers. And meanwhile, he was black and married a white woman. You sound just like that, but opposite. So you gotta watch on the internet. You gotta watch out for people like this because a lot of people will say they support you and back you up. I don't mind that. I have no problem with that. But sometimes there's that one fatal flaw, and there's a lot of other fatal flaws. But you gotta. That's why I'm not the type of guy that just hops on people to be a friend like that, especially on the fucking internet. Just because I agree with you. I can work with you. But I'll stand back from a distance and watch how you move. Because it ain't the way you treat me. It's the way you treat others when I'm not around. And I watch shit like that. I just fall back and say, hey, okay, he does this, this, and this. I can't fuck with him like that. I keep him at a distance. I know how I can fuck with you with. I can keep you at an arm's length and say, here's how I can fuck with him. I can't fuck with him on that level. And a lot of people are going to get mad at this video because, like I said, a lot of people are doing it. This is the new age. This is the new age blacks we're talking about right here. They do that fuck shit. So this is all I wanted to talk about. So I appreciate it. Thanks. You know this is happening. Comment about it if you see it. Share it on your Facebook. Watch people get mad because they do it. All right, this is Mayor Goonberg, and now I'm about to go to either Minnesota or Ohio. My phone, Ohio. What the fuck? Sound like a fucking Godzilla movie. Either Minnesota or Ohio pretty soon. So who knows? Maybe we'll link up somewhere, and I'll drop my location. And I'll drop my location just for you tough guys talking that crazy shit on me too. No, I'm just playing. Although if you grow up, you get what you get. I'm still smooth. So Mayor Goonberg Report, and I'm out. Peace.